Let's see. Mr. Rhodes, you will bring us the fire department update.
We have to, sir.
Thousand to replace that.
Yeah, give it a try. Well, first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight is just give you a snapshot of how we have performed over the last few years. It lets you see a comparison from 2010 to 2013 of our call volume, and it's inched up a little bit over the last few years, but also our response time has as well. Now, in 2011, we were 534, and then last year 537. We have worked very hard to maintain, and actually in 2013, overall we managed to average 59 seconds out of the station. So that was pretty good. And dispatch always does a great job in the processing time, and they average about 47 to 49 or so seconds in the actual processing of the call until we get it, and then we head to the truck and respond. So our drive time is creeping up a little bit. It's something that we watch very closely. One thing I will tell you, in January, we inched up a little bit as well, but I don't know if that was tied to weather. We've had so much back and forth weather that when we have a weather event, that really tends to throw our call response times off. So we'll stay on top of this and keep you abreast of what's going on. I do want to mention to you, though, that our EMS calls account for a very large amount of our total call volume. We are 72%, and nationally, that's about 65%. So we're a little higher than that. We really lean heavy on our total calls for being emergency medical related type of calls. When you break down a little bit more, you can see the real tall column there as rescue emergency medical services. You can see and compare that to service calls, good intent calls, which may be smoke in the area, things like that. And then you've got your false alarms. The fire is a small part, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, of our overall total response picture. Give you an idea of where we stand on days of the week in Euless, and probably a good part of northeast Tarrant County. You don't really see a big difference from one day to the other. If you were to really break it down, you see Friday's got a little bit of an edge there, but all in all, day in and day out, is pretty consistent on the EMS fire-related type of calls for us. Taking it another step further, response by hour, you can see over in the far left there, that's the AM, early AM time frame, when people are asleep, and then they inch up during the day, during the daytime work and activity hours. Why the 1 o'clock time frame drops there, I don't know, unless they're just after lunch and everybody's just content and happy. But it tends to spike a little bit in the afternoon during our go-home hours, and then start to drop during the evening hours. Calls by district, and I apologize, when I do look at these, it is so clear when we've got it in front of our computer screen there, but when you break down this pie chart, what the point was on it is by district 3, and I'll show you the map here today, is our busiest district, followed by District 1, and then at the 26% is District 2. In the far left there, Fort Worth and Bedford are the cities that give us the most automatic aid help, and we in turn give them the most automatic aid. So remember what I was saying about District 3. We'll look at that. That's the green there, is our busiest district. It is not our most populated district. District 1 is, and working with David out in the GIS, at least in forecasted potential growth, obviously it will continue and grow more in the next few years. So from the standpoint, we're fairly equal. All in all, I broke it down. District 1 is the pink, or if you call it that, and we ran about 1,300 calls in that district. In District 2, we were 1,150, and then in District 3, we were right around 1,600 calls. So we expect District 1 call volume may increase here in the next few years, but it's hard to tell because a lot of that is brand new development, and a lot of times you don't see a big change initially on that. Give you a little breakdown on our 2013 fire statistics, and we're just talking fire related. We had 41 structure fires totaling a little over $1 million loss. That is a jump from last year. I mentioned that to you in November. We were about $500,000. But what you have to understand on dollar loss is one or two fairly significant structure fires can really jump that up a great deal. We had some civilian injuries. They were minor, and so were the firefighter injuries, and they were all really related to local burns. Cooking in Euless is our #1 cause of residential fire. That is indicative, and I say cooking, I'm really referring to unattended cooking. Is when people start cooking and doing it, and they go off and do something else, or they leave, you would be surprised. And from statewide and nationally, cooking is the #1 cause of residential fires. Smoking in the home is still the #1 cause of residential fatalities. We did have 8 incendiary, that is suspicious fires, and we had 3 arson charges filed on those. We get our share of vehicle fires just like everybody else, and generally speaking, you can say that vehicle fires count for about 20% or so of your total fire picture. I was showing this to you earlier from an automatic aid, given and received standpoint. They're pretty close, and both of those again are coming from Bedford and Fort Worth. And we go to those, and they in turn come to us pretty frequently. We do go to Hurst and Grapevine, but just not as much. Fire marshal's activity, from looking back at 2013, trying to give you an idea how it compares to 2012, it's very consistent. You can see it set at the bottom, smoke detector inspections. We set a goal in 2013 to increase our smoke detector inspections in multifamily dwellings and our apartments, occupied and unoccupied when we can. And what we found is that the number is low of detectors that are not working. I mean, 5% is not bad, but that's still 217 that we found in apartment complexes that were not functioning, that have been disabled or something like that. So it's very important to us, and we've taken that a step further, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. We had these signs built here in Euless by Jeff Town in the Parks Department. He made them for us. We made 6 sets, and it cost us just a little under $100 to do it. And what our plan is with the apartment management permission, we will set these out throughout the year at the entrances to remind our tenants to be safe. And obviously in March, the spring forward time change is coming up, so we want to get that fresh in everybody's mind. But it goes back to that cooking I was talking to you about. And in apartment complexes, I don't need to tell you, but I will tell you, is that what I do affects everybody around me. So we really want to emphasize that in our apartments. Continuing education for us in 14, we got a lot going on from the standpoint of training. Some of this is from the fire marshal's office, but primarily this is just continued training for us. We'll be involved in, we've got a big mass casualty exercise coming up that Assistant Chief Jeff Morris and Dennis will be on putting together, and that'll be out of TCC. And you can see throughout the year, we stayed very busy except for October. We pretty much shut it down and put all of our emphasis on public education and fire prevention. Facebook, by the numbers, we got into this last year, and Ken Robinson, he manages our Facebook page, and it has just been amazing to me how much interest we've got. You can see, just for example, the Polar Plunge, how many views that it got, our 9/1 memorial info. We're getting a lot of people following us. I asked him about this plan on public safety announcement views, and I just had a little hard time buying that, but that's what he had. It's amazing to me that we got that many people following us on Facebook, but we do. Our fire department kids academy, we've set the date on that for the 23rd through 27th. We're already getting interest on that. That program was very successful for us last year, so we're excited about it again this year. And that's going to follow the 2 summer camps, so there's no conflict there. And we'll bring you more information on that shortly. Last slide, or last couple slides here, we've got some individuals that are talking about retiring in the near future. These guys have all verbally announced that they're going to go pretty soon. Probably Vernon Gilmore would be the one that is the latest in the year. Captain Jerry Sutton is talking about going in the summer. Battalion Chief Clark is going April 30th, and that's set. And Rusty Cade, Firefighter 2 Rusty Cade, will go about the same time frame. So we're going to have some change in the faces. We've got a firefighter test scheduled, as you can see, and we've got about 60 applicants right now. And that'll continue to rise as we go through the rest of the week. And that is all I have. Captain Smith got the Chaplain of the Year, and we're very proud of him for that. And I will entertain any questions if you guys have any.
The Chaplain of the Year, is that for Texas or country or what was that?
State, Texas State.
And we don't have a picture of Jacob, but maybe you mentioned his too.
I'd be happy to. Jacob Smith, one of our lieutenants, was nominated last year and this year under the, it's called TAFI, Texas Association of Fire Instructors, Educators, I'm sorry. And he was nominated and selected for this award. So he was down during our banquet in San Antonio, and he got the state award through TAFI for Instructor of the Year. And I could talk to you for quite a while about how the college views Jacob Smith. He's just a huge asset to them, but in turn, talking about what he brings to Euless, he is just really coming to his own as an instructor and educator for our department as well.
He teaches at the Fire Academy at TCC?
He does. He teaches for the basic Fire Academy and the continuing education program. Thank you.
You talk to him, you wouldn't think he was that sharp. Jacob, I'm talking.
I thought you probably did.
Jacob. David's a great guy. He is too.
They are.
What's the total years of service of those 4 retirees?
I'm sorry.
The total years of service for those 4 retirees?
284.
I did not figure it up, but I can tell you off the top of my head. Rick Clark has got about 32 years. Jerry Sutton and Rusty Cade are right at 30. They're, real close to 30, you can see from 84 here. Now, Vernon is a little different here because he worked and retired from Madison. And so I'll give it to you this way. And in 2011, our average fire department age was about 40 years old and 15 years of service. If these guys leave here in 14, we'll go down to just barely 37 and a little over 10 years of service. So you can see with the previous retirements that we've had in the last couple of years and 4 guys like that, it develops a void for us. So that's something that we're trying to stay ahead of.
Mike, you got the same problem too, don't you? That's good. That's a good problem. Don't get me wrong. But